Now going over to question 13. Here we're being given a quadratic equation. We know this is a quadratic because it has x squared in it. And we're told the number of solutions. There are no real solutions. And the number of solutions for a quadratic is a reference to the idea of the discriminant. So if you don't already, you have to memorize the quadratic formula, really important on the SAT. And if the part under the radical, the discriminant, is positive, 0, or negative, it impacts your number of solutions. Positive means there's two solutions because if we were solving the quadratic formula here, we'd be adding and subtracting the number 2. 0 for the discriminant means one solution because we wouldn't be adding or subtracting anything. The answer would just be 2/3. And negative means no solutions because you can't have a negative under a radical. So when this question tells us there are no real solutions, it's telling us that b squared minus 4ac has to be negative. And when we say b squared minus 4ac, we're referring to the structure of a quadratic that has the a here, the b here, and the c here. So our a is 1 in front of the x squared, our b is negative 34 in front of the x, and c is just the letter c. So plugging those all in, we would have negative 34 all squared minus 4 times 1 times the letter c less than 0. And now squaring this, we'll have 1,156 minus 4c less than 0. We can add 4c to the opposite side, so 1,156 less than 4c. And now when we divide by 4 on both sides, we'll have 289. So now it makes sense that in the beginning of this question, we were hearing this would only work out a certain way as long as c is greater than some number. And so right now, if we reverse this, we have c greater than 289, and that inequality makes sense. So the wrong way to approach this in the beginning is to look at the inequality and say, oh, how am I supposed to get an inequality here? Instead, try to use whatever you are able to easily use, and it magically works out to the inequality they were asking for. So what number does c have to be greater than? What's the smallest number for that? And that is the 289. And that's the answer to this question.